This is the actual email that I sent to my investor. So I sent this package out 2 days ago, and I'm just going to go through the package, what needs to be in it, why they need to see it.
So you need 4 components to make a private lending package. Number 1, you need a comparable market analysis, CMA. That means that you're looking at everything that's currently on the market and everything that has just sold on the market, even what's pending. You want to see a true picture of what the house is going to be worth when you're finished.
Now, the software that I am using for this is only available to you as a realtor. So if you're a realtor or a broker, as part of your MLS service, you will get this software. But there's lots of software out there that you can just buy one very similar. You pull your comps that you want to put into it, and then it will feed from the MLS. Real Estate IQ does have that as part of their service. They have what's called Fast CMA, and you can do something very similar to this using that software. So this is a current photo of the property that I'm buying. And this is just a little thing here, going over kind of little notes for my investor, which they're already savvy and already know this, but like I said, I want this to be as professional as possible. Here is a map of the comparables that I'm going to use. I did choose to keep mine as tight and close as possible. Here we are going to start with our sold listings, because really when you're going with value, the ones that really count is what is already sold and closed. Moving into our actual comparables, this breaks it down. See, these are all very recent. This one is the oldest one that I have. It's a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath. And the reason I used it, because I want her to look back over the year. I just want them to see that this is a solid neighborhood that's continuing to rise. Pending, everything pending is, we got some gravy out there. Active, I have to show some active. I need them to see what is out there. Is it coming down? No, it's not. On this one, 4223 Boca Bay, this came from MLS. Here is the MLS number right here, so that you want to make sure that whatever software you're using gives you the MLS number in there, so they can just Google that. So this is one, they've removed the walls, they've opened it up, they've given it some character. This looks like a Leah flip. It does. It looks just like I did it. Now, this particular lender that's going to finance this has financed other properties for me. She already knows my work, so she doesn't need to see pictures of houses that she already financed because she's seen it already, But if I was going to a new private lender, I would attach my own work as well. You're going to have your MLS number here, your square footage over here, year built. It will give you how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, the property type. So all of them need to be the same thing. You don't want to compare single family houses with condos. It'll give you the county, the subdivision, what style of house it is, contemporary, modern. It'll give you the main features of the house, like if there is a HOA, what is your flooring made out of, your interior features, or anything special. And then it's just the remarks telling you where it's at. It is inside the loop. Inside the loop means that it's going to appreciate faster than outside the loop. So your seller, that's a good thing for the seller. So if I have anything inside the loop, I want to make sure that I'm doing that my lender is going to know that I'm doing a house inside the loop. This was 715. This additional pictures of that same property. I want them to see what all's been done. You see, they've gone back in with iron doors. They've upgraded these. These are the shelving on the walls. Here's the back. They've got the iron patio doors, very lovely done. Everything's nice here. Build in some additional storage. This is a well done flip. They spent the money on the landscaping, cleaning it up.
Another very important component of that private lending package is your scope of work, your SOW. Your investor needs to see, what are you going to do to that property? Everything you're doing to the exterior, everything you're doing to the interior, that you've got a contingency budget in there, that you've thought ahead and you realize there could be something in there that you didn't address already. Take the time and do it correctly.
I use flipperforce.com because I flip a lot of houses. So I pay for it once a year. But you can also just buy their spreadsheet. I think it's like $50 or less. You can buy that, and then you can use it over and over and over, and you don't have to pay once a year. If you're only doing 1 or 2 houses a year, that is all you need. This is only the scope of work here. So this is the same house. I started with the picture of the house, letting them see where we are. So on this scope of work, you can see it's breaking everything down. This is all an exterior part of it. So this is the roofing. It's going to break down what does the roof cost, siding, where am I going to do that siding, exterior paint, breaking it down into labor, an amount of materials for a total price of what it's going to cost me to paint the exterior. Everything exterior wise, total exterior. Labor, I'm spending $16,000, materials $17,000 for a total of $33,000 on the exterior. Interior, so we have a lot of mold, so we have mold remediation to do there. The HVAC, this house has a train system that's only a year and a half old. So cha-ching, that's a bonus. I'm just going to clean it, change out grills, that kind of stuff. I do have in for some architectural engineering plans. I do draw my plans, but then I send them over to an engineer because we're having a permit on this. I have to send it over to the engineer for stamping. Total, including a contingency of $6,000, I'm looking at putting in $125,000 into this rehab.
A third very important component of that private lending package is your bio. And you may not think of that, but the investor is going to look at that project as a whole. It's not just a property with numbers and data. He's going to look at you. What is your experience? What makes you a safe bet? This is my bio. I have flipped and sold hundreds of houses in DFW. I'm a real estate investor coach. I'm a TREC licensed instructor. I have a solid rental portfolio. I am a former U.S. Air Force veteran, but most of all, I'm a Nana. So once you've given all your list of accomplishments, you need to humanize yourself. So you make those bullet points, but at the end, you make a paragraph, and it needs to be short and sweet of who you really are. Okay, so we've got your comparable market analysis, your CMA. We've got your SOW, your scope of work. We have your bio. The fourth component to that private lending package is your exit strategies. What can you do if all else goes wrong? Let's say that you go in there and the market tanks. Oh my gosh, your CMA is no longer accurate because it was based on things from 90 days earlier. Now your value is going down. Do you want to just take a dive on that and lose that money? Or do you want to have another option? So when you're sending over your comparable market analysis, it is a very good habit to also send over comparable rentals. Renting it out could be a great option. Maybe a short-term rental even would be a better option given the market time to come back up. Maybe it was a little small dip. But you always have to have other things that you can do with that besides just flip that house.
I want to give her a really detailed scope of work, which I just shared with you. I want to give her that CMA that I shared with you. And then I'll send it all, this one as well. This is called an investment package that I put together that comes from that flipperforce.com software. And it just breaks down to everything about that house. It's going to give her a financial overview. My projected profit is $71,000.
But make sure that you have your CMA, your scope of work, your bio, and multiple exit strategies. Once you have all of those four components, then you have a good private lending package.